Hi everyone, welcome back to Gracie May's Tarot. So I haven't done a channeled letter, notes, message from your future spouse in a while, so I wanted to film a video like this. If you're new to the channel or you haven't seen the other videos, I'll do my best to remember to link them in the description box. But yes, this is going to be a heartwarming message from your future spouse's higher self. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to have met your future spouse in the 3D. This is from their higher self, okay? So we've got 3 groups to choose from today. For pile 1, we have the little kitty cat with the bathtub. For pile 2, we have the little kitty cat looking at the blue bird on the rooftop. And then for pile 3, we have the cat on the radiator. He looks so happy. All right, so take a moment, pause the video if you need to meditate on the groups. Just pick whichever image is drawing you in. If you're drawn to more than one pile, feel free to watch more than one pile. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, pile 1, welcome to your reading. You can see we have all pre-pulled cards today, something a little bit different. Usually I shuffle on camera, but for the letter readings, I like them to be shorter, so I did pre-pull your cards. We're gonna start with reading your letter, and then we'll get into your cards. Okay, so this is a heartwarming letter from your future spouse's higher self, pile 1. It says, "My love, it's been a really hard time for me. I keep staying the course because in my heart of hearts, I know all of these twists, turns, heartaches, and disappointments are leading me closer to you. Everything that is not putting me in your path has to be let go of. Things have to fall apart for the best, you, in parentheses here, to come together sometimes. I may be a little blue when we first meet, but I know you can handle my story. I have my scars, but I have my hopes too. You are the most of all." I remember when I was channeling this one, there's such a melancholy about the way your future spouse's higher self is speaking to you. And it almost feels like, and this was kind of a recurring theme, I think that pile 3 was like this as well, where it almost didn't seem like their higher self was speaking. It almost seemed like it was literally like your spouse in the future, okay? Like a future version of themselves was speaking to you, like the version of themselves, like when they meet you, kind of felt like they were speaking to you. Because it feels like your future spouse is going through a difficult time, but they're trying to maintain hope that someone like you is out there, that a partner for them is out there, that love, it's almost like they're clinging to this idea that true love is out there. Like love can be healthy and stable and comforting. Like love doesn't have to equal heartache and disappointment. And it feels like your future spouse has been through a lot. Even just the fact that they wanted me to draw a little heart that was kind of shining at the end. I mean, they didn't even sign the letter, which I actually don't know if any future spouse signed their letters. I can't recall. But even just the fact that they call you their biggest hope, like you're the hope that keeps them going, like the idea, the potential that someone like you could be out there is what keeps them going. Because I feel like they've been through some challenges in their life, and honestly, I don't think it's just romantically. I think your future spouse has just been through, a lot. It could be family. I honestly think it's family related. It could also be a financial struggle or struggle with friendships. But I'm picking up family for some reason. Family is really, really speaking to me. Even just the picture here, like the cat looks nervous about the water, right? Like they're trying not to fall in. They're a little bit curious, but they're a little bit scared. We think of water as emotion, right? So they're kind of a little bit afraid to put themselves back out there again. They're a little afraid of the water. They're afraid of feeling something again. So they may be a bit guarded at the time that you meet them. They may be a little bit hesitant to open up. And it doesn't mean like, even though here it says, I may be a little blue when we first meet, you may not even know it. Like, depending upon their personality, you know, they may force themselves to seem really happy and really cheerful, but no one knows how they're feeling on the inside. And that may be why they keep things really superficial and lighthearted. Or it could be very obvious that they're sad. It's a general reading, so it's going to vary, but the fact that they're sad when they meet you may not be immediately apparent if they are emotionally guarded, you know? I think when we think of people being emotionally guarded or afraid of being vulnerable, we think of someone being intimidating, or we think of someone being maybe sarcastic or a little bit reserved. And it doesn't always play out that way. For some people it absolutely does, but for other people it's like, it's almost like they put on a mask of like optimism and cheer, and it kind of goes into that energy of like, I'm gonna make everything a joke, you know, even though inside I feel like I should cry. I'm gonna just make a bunch of stupid jokes and shrug it off, and you know, I'm gonna smile and seem really happy and positive and outgoing, and then no one will notice that, you know, inside there's so much pain. You know, you see that a lot with like comedians, so could be that your future spouse is really funny. Kind of reminds me of Chandler on Friends. That kind of energy. That kind of energy. Okay. Let's get into your tarot and your oracle. So we have the Knight of Coins. We have the Queen of Cups. And we'll actually move your letter over here so we have some more space. We have Patience. Letting go of desperation is important right now. Love will not pass you by, and everything is in divine timing. This card also indicates a time of non-action and stillness in a relationship. We have Soul Connection. And we have Banishment. You have the power to banish negative energy and unwanted problems. Okay, these are actually cards we'll read at the very end. Okay, so with Soul Connection here and Patience, I kind of wonder if you guys are mirroring each other a little bit. Like, are you also in this energy of feeling blue? Because it could be that both of you are quite sad that you're not together and feeling maybe a bit down or a bit skeptical about love at the moment, or even just trusting people in general. But it may be that your sadness manifests in different ways. Like, maybe they're more of a comedian and you're a little bit more guarded or a little bit more intimidating or reserved, or you know, like a resting you-know-what face. That kind of energy. That could be a possibility here. I feel like they're saying, I'm trying to have patience too. Like, don't think you're the only one who is desperate for us to meet. I'm having to go through this too. And it's just, right now is not the time. You know? And that's kind of like, I know it's meant to be like a heartwarming message, but I feel like the heartwarming message is, even though we are apart right now, we're going through the same thing. And this is hard for me too. This is hard for my soul too. You know, you're not alone in this. And I think the message here as well is that they're having to, everything you feel like you're having to do, they're having to do as well. Like, if you feel like you're trying to heal, if you feel like you're trying to work on your shadow self, if you feel like you're having to set boundaries, disconnect from certain people, forgive other people, you know, try to be a better version of yourself, to welcome in love, you know, healthy, stable connections. Your future spouse is going through it too. You know, they're kind of telling me, like, you're not the only one who's putting in work to try to make us come together. You know, like, it's almost like they're telling me, like, don't feel like you carry this burden on your own. I'm here too. You can't feel me, you can't see me, you can't touch me maybe, but I'm working on it too. You know, like, because I really feel like you don't know this person in the 3D yet, because this feels very like it feels like it's very much in the spiritual realm right now. Now, for those of you who feel like you have met your future spouse and you feel very certain of that, could just be that this is indicating a time apart, or a time of just not much is happening in terms of like moving the connection forward for, you know, whatever reason. There's some things that need to be worked out. But I think for the majority of you, you don't know this person yet. And they're kind of just telling me like, I'm working on it, you know, like don't feel like this is never gonna happen, because I'm putting the effort in on my end to do what I need to do, to clear out what I need to clear out, to let go of what I need to let go of, because we got that in your letter. You know, things have to fall apart for the best, me and you, to come together sometimes. You know, it's been really hard for me. I keep staying the course. Like, they're like, I keep going, I keep living, I keep continuing down this path because I know you're waiting for me. You know, I know that you're waiting for me. And maybe on your end, you've already done all the work and this person's trying to hurry up and catch up to where you're at. But they're doing what they need to do to let go. They're letting go of what needs to be let go of. And what isn't falling away, they're banishing what isn't serving them. You know what I mean? Like, they are doing the work. Now, with this Knight of Coins and this Queen of Cups, I feel like this is sort of what they're indicating, the work that they're doing. Like Knight of Cups, I feel like they're trying to get their financial situation. I'm sorry, Knight of Coins, which is the Knight of Pentacles in this tarot deck. They're trying to get their financial situation in order, but even more than that, they're really trying to work on their behaviors and their routines. They're trying to get to a healthier place. And they're also doing their emotional healing that they need to do, and sort of understanding how better to take care of themselves while balancing the needs of other people. In terms of their emotional development, they're clearly more progressed in their emotional development than they are on the behavioral, practical, financial side. But they're getting there, right? The Knight of Coins is not a page. Like, they are getting there. They'll be at that King of Pentacles energy by the time they meet you. And remember, this is just energy. We're not talking about gender here. So with this Queen of Cups, like, I feel like they're emotionally ready for this connection, but in terms of maybe some of their behavior, some of their routines, their financial situation, that needs to be up-leveled to a King of Pentacles status or King of Coins before you two can come into union together. That's the work they're still doing on their end, okay? All right, let's get your oracle messages, self-care messages, I meant to say, from your future spouse's higher self. So what self-care messages did they want to share with you at the time of this reading? We have courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. And we have make a meal. Okay, this is a very direct message, doesn't need an explanation, right? But with this courage card, oh, got some of the blanket. Okay, when picking roses, don't fear the thorns. Almost kind of gives me this message here that when you are ready to open yourself up to love, I mean, like, really ready, don't fear the thorns, okay? Because I really feel like this is the next person. Like, it feels like this connection is next in line. Like, it doesn't feel like it's that far off. And it's saying, like, you don't... This picking roses kind of makes me think of like fish in the sea. Like, you don't have to be scared of the next fish. You don't have to be scared of the next rose because it's me. You don't have to be afraid of my thorns because even though I have them, every rose has them, I'm not trying to prick you. You know, like, I'm not trying to hurt you. And it's kind of like this mutual feeling of like, let's be brave together. Because again, it feels like you guys are mirroring each other. It feels like you guys are both guarded. That guardedness, that fear of emotional vulnerability may manifest, again, in different ways. Like, you may project it differently on the outside, but I think it's it's still there on both of your ends. They're working on it for certain. They're working on it. But that doesn't mean they may not still be, like they said, a little bit blue when you first meet them. So it may take some time also for you two to recognize each other for what this is, a soul connection. And again, I think it's because of fear. You know, that fear may be clouding your intuition, your ability to pick up on this soul connection. But hopefully, since you've seen this reading, it might help you. And this is very sweet because it feels like they just want you to take care of yourself. All right, pile 1, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see short little like channeled letters, messages, videos like this, just comment down below. And yes, so please consider liking, I'm sorry, I get tired of doing this spiel, but I know I have to. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. A huge, 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 huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel. The easiest way to support the channel now, of course, is to watch the ads and watch the videos. But yes, so I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, pile 1. Best of luck to you in this journey, and I'll see you next time. All right, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So I have to say, this picture was my favorite picture. Like, the little cat is so adorable. So we're gonna read your letter first, and then we'll get your tarot and your oracle. I pre-pulled today because I wanted this reading to be a little bit shorter, and then we'll end with like your self-care advice cards. Okay, so pile 2, the letter from your future spouse's higher self. So this means you don't have to know your future spouse in the 3D for this letter to resonate. Okay. So it says, my future. I look for you always, in the repeating numbers in my dreams, and even the little red bird outside of my window. I swear I've been calling out to you. Messages from the other side. You're the prayer I keep closest to my heart. I've wished on more than just one star for you. I've painted your name across constellations. Pull at my heartstrings one more time. Send me a sign. Synchronize your soul to my heartbeat. None of our lifetimes shared have been long enough. Kiss me one more time, and I'll feel the world. Oh, I'm sorry. It says, kiss me once more, and I'll feel the world. This is interesting. I didn't realize this when I was writing this. It says, first of all, so many messages. Okay, I didn't notice this when I was writing this, but it says, and even the little red bird outside my window. And here the little cat is looking at a little blue bird. If you've been seeing blue birds a lot lately, like blue jays, this could be a confirmation for you. Or if you've seen like a red bird, like a cardinal, that could be them. There's something there about them sending you, like, there's something about your souls having this agreement that you'll send each other signs via either a red bird or a blue bird. Because I've done a couple of readings where I've noticed cardinals, and to me, like, cardinals are red birds. They always, to me, signal soulmates. And so I kind of wonder, and I think it's because of one oracle deck that I have. I think it's because of the Yule Season of the Witch oracle card that I have, oracle deck, I'm sorry, that I have that association, because I think they have a cardinals card that represents love or soulmates, but it's just what it's come to mean to me. I don't know if that's a common, like, agreed upon symbolism, I don't know. But there could be something about you seeing certain colors of birds, and that's a sign from your future spouse's higher self. But I'll say, this one was really different and really interesting. It was so different, I think, than any future spouse's higher self message I've ever channeled. A, it was very poetic. B, highly, highly spiritual. And C, it seemed to kind of pretty bluntly state that you all have shared multiple lifetimes together. Like, this feels like a letter from a soulmate, not just your future spouse. This feels like a soulmate connection very heavily. Feels very, very much in the spiritual realm, very much so. But it also feels like that shared history, like multiple lifetimes. It feels like they're saying, in our past lives, we've never had enough time together. Kiss me again and I'll feel the world. Like, that's incredibly beautiful. I also wouldn't be surprised if your future spouse, like in the 3D, is a really good writer, or they're an artist or a musician, or maybe you're like really good at like, I don't know, just anything involving creativity, like the culinary arts, literally anything. I just wouldn't be surprised if this was, I wouldn't be surprised to know that they're some sort of artist or creative type of person. That would be like a big possibility there. Also, similar to pile 1, doesn't feel like you know this person in the 3D, or if you do, doesn't feel like it's become a romantic relationship, because there's so much here about yearning. Like, they're yearning for you, you know, like there seems like there's a great distance here between you two. Yeah, it just doesn't feel like to me like you know each other yet. Okay, let's see, we've got the Chariot. A great distance. A great distance. This person, your future spouse, may live quite far away from you in the 3D. Yeah, they may live quite far away from you with the Chariot card here. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is like the wish come true card, right? Like, you got your wish. You got a pretty big wish, actually. And they said they've wished on more than just a star for you. They've wished on whole constellations. I have painted your name across constellations. Wow. Okay. We've got cleansing. Energy cleansing creates a healthy, harmonious space in which to thrive. We've got mystery. And then we have not for you. This situation and person is not for you. The universe wants better things for you. Rejection is the way your spirit guides protect you from something that is not in your highest good. Several ways I could read this message. Either currently you're with someone who's not meant to be your future spouse, someone who's not treating you very well. That message definitely isn't going to resonate for everyone, so if it doesn't resonate, please leave it. For others of you, you're hung up on an ex, you're missing someone from your past, or maybe you've just had a repeating pattern in your life where you have dated or been in relationships with people who made you feel like you were hard to love, who, you know, weren't able to reciprocate your level of feelings, you know, unrequited love, that sort of thing. And even honestly, there could be certain things in your life that are just not working out, and it's because you're meant to be redirected so that you can be reunited with your future spouse. So like, maybe you don't get a certain job offer that you really wanted because you're meant to go down some other path here with the Chariot card. But Chariot also talks about success. So you're going to, I think you're going to be reunited with this person, and I say reunited because you have that shared past life together. I think that you are going to be united in this lifetime once you have cleared away what isn't meant for you, once you accept the mystery of this, right? And once you clear out the clutter, clear out things that are not serving you. And honestly, how this is talking about a healthy and harmonious space, some of you really are going to meet this person once you move to a better living situation once you live somewhere that resonates with your soul, somewhere where you're happy, where you can thrive, that's when this person will be revealed to you, because I think right now you don't have a clue who this person is. I'm going to say that very bluntly because of the mask here. I think it's a total mystery right now to you who this person is. I don't think you have the faintest idea of who this person could be. And if that's not resonating, maybe this just isn't your group. Maybe you need to choose another letter, or this reading just isn't for you, which is definitely okay. I've had that happen where I clicked on a reading and just none of the piles were speaking to me and I clicked off. No big deal. So yeah, I think this is definitely a mystery. And I also kind of wonder if for some of you, maybe you have a false start with this person. This is a very specific message. Some of you may have a false start with this person, and false start doesn't mean they're an ex. False start could be like, you knew this person when you were younger, you go your separate ways, you grow up, you mature, and then when you reconnect with them later on, like maybe you just run into them randomly, or you moved away like after high school and then you move back to the same area, something like that, then the mask is dropped. The universe reveals this person to you. You know, like you have all these feelings that weren't there before, you don't know why. You're like, how could I not have seen how wonderful this person was before? How did I ever miss this opportunity with them? And it's because you were meant to go your own way, grow up, mature, do what you had to do, and then you were supposed to come back together in divine timing. So that could also be a message for this situation. But there's a lot of hope here. There's a lot of hope. And also it makes me kind of think of like letting a bird fly away, and then when it's ready it'll come back to you, but always giving the bird its wings, always giving the bird its freedom to fly when it needs to fly. That's kind of the dynamic between you and your future spouse, you know, like you give each other space and freedom when you need to. You know, no one's trying to chain anyone to this, no one's trying to trap anyone in this. Okay. So let's look at your self-care card and your self-care message, pile 2. This is from your future spouse's higher self. So we have sing. They want you to sing. Want you to feel joy, right? And then we have dream. Have a cup of tea in the garden and find yourself in a good book. So some of you may be readers. That may be something you really love. That could be confirmation that you chose the right pile. Some of you maybe just really love tea, or you love gardening, you love being outdoors, you may love to daydream. And honestly, there may be some clues. I know sometimes when I've read books, I do feel like there are messages from the universe in there. I'm like, oh, it kind of gets a little bit spooky how it happens sometimes, but I'll see like a recurring I'll see a recurring kind of like statement or plot device in books, because I read a lot, and if I see the same thing in like 4 books, especially books that have like nothing in common, like, you know, from different genres or whatever, then I know like, oh, that's a message from the universe that they're trying to like really hit home to me. So that could be something that happens with you as well. Maybe you get messages from your future spouse's higher self in books and in stories. That could also be a possibility. All right, pile 2, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this brought you some comfort. Yeah, if you want to see more readings like this, let me know in the comments. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you always know when I upload. The easiest way to support the channel now is to watch the ads during the video, before the video, I don't know, whenever the ads play. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, pile 2. A huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in my next one. Best of luck to you, pile 2. All right, pile 3, last but not least, welcome to your reading. So we're going to read your letter first, and then we'll get into your tarot and oracle messages, and then we will end with some self-care messages from your future spouse's higher self. Now, same thing as with the tarot and the oracle, this letter is from your future spouse's higher self, okay? This letter, I remember, was very different than pile 1 and pile 2. I'm gonna read it and then I'll explain more about it because it definitely requires some context. Okay, pile 3. It says, I ache for you. It kills me to know that you're hurting. I worry you're getting used to it, like the loneliness is normal. I know you can take care of you, but baby, you can't and shouldn't have to all the time. People need people. People need other people, I'm sorry. It doesn't make you weak. I know how strong and resilient you are. I still want to hold you, comfort you, play you a song, make you laugh, cook your favorite, tell you a story. Always, always in your head, don't miss me. Stuck in a daydream, life will pass you by, our life. You take too much comfort in being sad. Protecting your heart, you don't need to with me. I say I needed context for this one because when I started to write this one, I was gonna address it. And it's like they told me to address it. I forget what they wanted to, I forget what it was, if it was like, you know, to my partner, to my spouse. I forget how they wanted to address you, but it's like they told me and then they were like, no, don't do that. I need all the space I can get. And then as they were talking, it kind of made me feel like it was in part their future spouse's higher self, but it was also kind of sounded like it was a later version of themselves, like their future self. If they could speak to you now, it was starting to get a bit blurred because their energy was, it's funny because it's like their energy was the strongest and yet it was the most, kind of the most scattered. Like they didn't know, it's like they really, really wanted to speak to you, but they were struggling of how they were gonna get through to you. Like with what they wanted to say, it's like, it's almost like they were kind of telling me like they're a little bit stubborn. I don't know if they're gonna hear it unless I say it this way or that way. Like I don't know if they'll get it. And I think that you guys have very different personalities, which is why they were sort of struggling to put it to words, like what they wanted to say to you, because I think the way that they express their love is more so like acts of service or quality time or how do I put it, almost like they physical touch, you know, like they felt like they needed to be there in the room with you or you weren't going to hear it, that you weren't going to get it, you weren't going to understand what they were trying to say to you, because they're telling me like they're a little bit stubborn, like. And towards the end there, you can tell it gets more broken up. You know, it's not quite as coherent, I guess, as the beginning. And it's almost like they're telling me like you were too in your head, like you're gonna miss me. Like there's kind of like this fear of like, not like you guys aren't going to meet each other, but almost like it's going to be postponed if you don't get out of your head. They're telling me you're in your head too much. Like they're not going to see me for who I am. They're not going to recognize that I'm their person because they're in their head too much. You know, like it's almost like you prefer a daydream to your real life. And this comfort in being sad, and then up here it says play you a song. Comfort in being sad, like that's a Nirvana lyric. So I think your future spouse is really into music, because it also says play you a song. Like, yeah, they could be like just playing you a song. You guys could connect a lot over music. For some of you though, like your future spouse could be a musician. That could be a thing. There's kind of this energy too of them like wanting to take care of you and you resisting, them wanting to take care of you and you resisting. You know, like almost like you're afraid to be dependent upon them, but they're like, you can trust me. They have a very nurturing energy to them, but it also kind of feels like they really like to entertain you. You know, like they kind of pride themselves on like being able to make you laugh or being able to make you smile, make you feel comforted, taken care of. Like they really, really love you. And I think it kills me. Like they hurt when you hurt, you know? And I don't know if you're going through a really hard time right now, or if you went through a hard time in the past and didn't quite heal it completely, or you sort of self-isolated after that hurt, because that's what it kind of feels like. It feels like the hurt isn't fresh, because they said they're worried you're getting used to it. Like you're getting too used to being on your own and, you know, sitting in like your, sitting in your pain, sitting in your, almost kind of like you've taken your grief or your heartache or your melancholy and you've made it your friend, you know, because you didn't know how to resolve it. So you're like, well, me and you together, you know, and they're like, well, and your future spouse is like, well, where is there room for me? You know, so that may be something you need to clear out. Look at this. Like, look at the cat hugging this radiator. Like, this is hot, right? Like, it kind of feels like you might push your future spouse away when they first come into your life, and they're gonna try to hug and hold you anyway. Like, you may repel them, you may burn them a little bit, you may reject them, push them away, but they're still gonna come back. Like, they're gonna love you even when you're difficult to love, even when you're not your best self. They're still gonna love you. You know, they don't care if you burn them. They don't care if you hurt them. It's almost like they're telling me, like, I can handle your fire. I'm not intimidated. I'm not bothered by that. You know, like, I can handle your story is what they're telling me. Like, I can handle it. I'm strong enough for that. I got it. They're telling me they can love you even when you're hard to love, even on your bad days, even the worst version of yourself, that they still love you. Don't put them through all that though, pal 3. Like, don't be too mean. All right, let's look at your tarot and your oracle. We have the Fool. We have the Empress. We have Memories. We have Wellness, and we'll move this over a bit so we have some more room. And we have Retreat. Disconnect from the outer world a bit in order to sort out how you feel about a certain situation or person. Make time for yourself now. This will help you gain more clarity. Okay. A couple different things. Also, look, the guitar. Yeah, some of you, it's a musician, okay? Some of you, it's a musician. Not for all of you. If that doesn't feel right, then leave it, but some of you are definitely going to be marrying someone who's a musician. But some of you may already know this person, but you're not seeing them clearly. You're not recognizing that they're even a potential romantic love interest. So some of you are just completely closed off. Others of you, though, it's encouraging you to retreat and take some time now to sort out how you feel and, you know, resolve some of this pain before this person comes in so that it doesn't hinder how your relationship progresses, okay? Yeah, retreat from the world if you need to for a little bit. But don't stay there forever. With this Wellness card, a healthy body, mind, and spirit thrive with constant flow of balanced energy. they're really concerned. I feel like they're really concerned with your mental and your physical, emotional health. Like, they just want you. It's like they're telling me, like, I know you can take care of yourself, but it's almost like they're showing me the 10 of Wands. They're showing me that you take on too much and you don't ask for help when you need it. And so you think like, oh, I'm taking care of myself. And you are, but you're doing it to the point of burnout. Like, you need to open up. Like, when you need help at your job, ask for help from your coworkers. Ask for that extension from your supervisor. When you're having trouble with something, call a friend. Like, they're telling me, you know, like, if you need support, like, cuddle with your cat or your dog. Like, they're just telling me, like, even go out into nature. Ask for help from your guides. Ask for help from the universe. Like, ask for help. They're telling me you don't ask for help. Speak up to your family, you know, like, do what you have to do to take care of that heart chakra is what they're telling me. With this memories card, you know, some of you are hurting from the past. You're overly fixated on the past. That could be causing some depression. For others of you, though, your future spouse is telling you, like, we're going to make so many beautiful, beautiful memories together. Beautiful memories together. So whatever happened in the past is the past. You know, like, I'm your future. There's a new start. There's a new start. And you don't have to really do too much to receive it. They're telling me, like, you don't have to do much to call me into your life. All you have to do is be in an energy of receiving. Like, know that you deserve to be loved by someone like me is what they're telling me. Your future spouse is a confident person. They're really confident. I think they're probably really extroverted. I do think they take on that role of entertainer. I think that they are like, I think they have a pretty big personality. I think they go into a room, they're like the center of attention. I'm picking up a lot of fire sign energy from them, honestly. But I do think they view you in this divine feminine way. Your gender doesn't matter, but this is how they look at you. They look at you like a queen. This is like the ultimate queen, though, the Empress here. And the Fool here, like, they're telling me, like, this is a new start. You know, this is, luck is on our side here. Be optimistic. They kind of want you to be optimistic about the future because they are your future. Again, like, your future spouse is really funny. I mean, they really put you on a pedestal. And I think that may be hard for you sometime, like, how they kind of, worship sounds a bit extreme. They just adore you. They adore you so, so much. And sometimes that may be hard for you, that someone thinks you're so perfect. That may be a bit difficult for you. Depending upon your personality, but I think that might be challenging for you sometimes. Okay, let's get your self-care messages because I think we've covered everything. Okay, these are self-care messages from your future spouse's higher self. We have generosity, sow seeds of kindness. I feel like they want you to be generous with yourself. I think they want you to be a lot kinder to yourself than you have been. Be gentle with yourself. I think you're too, I think they would say you're too self-critical. You're too hard on yourself. You're working too hard. Dance. I think they said, like, you're too in your head too much. They want to put you back in your physical body. That's what they want for you. They want you to come back to your physical body. They want you to get out of your head. They feel like you're in your head far too much. Full disclaimer here, a different self-care card came out that was a bit more physical than this one. I didn't want to get flagged, so I didn't pull that one. But if you can put 2 and 2 together, I think you know what I'm talking about. But anything involving your physical body, anything that will bring you back to your physical body will be helpful for you according to your future spouse. So pile 3, this was your reading. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you always know when I upload. I'm starting to lose my voice because I filmed 2 other videos today. But I apologize for that. If you want to see more videos like this, please let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next one. A huge thank you to everyone who's been supporting the channel. The easiest way to support the channel now is to watch the ads and do the other stuff I just asked you to do. And yeah, I hope you have a great night or a great morning, whenever you're watching this, a great day. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Take care, pile 3. Best of luck to you on this journey.